Hi everyone, I thought I'd do a little junk journal moment. I haven't had one for a while, and what I realised was I still had some incomplete projects from the 100-day project that I did with Rachel from Roxy Creations. So I wanted to finish my Italian journal, and what I've done, which I thought I was filming and it hadn't filmed, I've actually sewn now 3 signatures into it, done the spine, and I'll put the link below for when I did do it, and I've cut them all down so they fit in nicely. So just to recap, I used a cereal box or something like that and covered it, and I Mod Podged the whole lot. I used the matte Mod Podge, and it ended up looking, it's like a cigar box to me. It's always been a bit like a cigar box. So I'm going to complete that. What I've got as part of the 100-day project, I ended up making a whole heap of little tucks. I've got some cards, so I'm just going to go through. I'm just going to do it on camera here today. These were printed vellum. Kind of made a little pocket. It was actually originally sewn down, but I've cut them back to fit them in. So what have I got here? It's a little like that. This kind of thing probably is where you can do some writing. So I think I'll find a blank. Oh, there's a blank one. I need my paper clips. As usual, I've launched in without being organised. It was a nice giant one. That will do. I've also still got these little dresses that I made that were part of a challenge by G. Kerr. You'll find any links will be down below. I guess if you go to the making of mine, you'll see it. Oh, all right, good job I turned it over. So actually I did make this one like an altered paper clip. Put one in the middle. I think I've stuck one in already in this end one. Let's have a look. There, I've stuck that one on. So I've got 2, so I need one in the middle signature. Oh, that might be nice. Oh, that's nice on there. Put that in there. No, I don't want it sticking that high. All right, so maybe on something like this, that can be holding that down, perhaps. No, I still think it'd be nice to see it, don't you think? I think so. Okay. I'll put it like that and then put this under here. Fiddling around. Right, it needs to be on this side and sitting there. And there, that's how it's going. Now, let's see. Yep, that's got a paper clip too. Right. So this is actually a pocket. I've got some extra bits of these, so whoever has this journal can use them. And there's my whole heap of, these were a napkin, so I've made, here we go. Right, so there's some little bits of ephemera to add. I might use those. Just trying to work out if I want to glue that down. I think I do. How is everyone anyway? I've been doing all kinds of things. This is that last little bit just before Christmas where you end up having lots of things like catch up with friends, a picnic with my friend Sharon in her backyard, which was lovely. Had some Prosecco, and now I don't usually drink, but I had a glass of Prosecco, and we had lots of cheese and biscuits and beautiful blueberries and strawberries, and that was really nice. And let's put a little, get a bit Italian there, we'll put that little thing there. So that was a lovely day, because of course all our weather's really beautiful now for sitting in the backyard and having a picnic. And on the weekend, because I've finished quite a few of my projects, I thought I would reset up the studio out at Wood End, because because it's warmer, because my daughter's arriving, and I'll get a bit, I need to be able to, I just need to be able to escape, so I need to be able to go and hang out at my studio in Wood End and do some painting. So yesterday, not yesterday, the day before, went out on the day before yesterday and started to sweep up the old shearer shed, which is where I have my other art supplies set up, and just start to get it a bit organised, because basically when lockdown happened I had to just come home. Right, I'm back. Have to stop for a phone call. What else have we got? We've got this pocket. But we need to be able to get that little dress off. There's that dress. We've got a dress in the last one, and we need a dress in this one. If I put... What if I do that way? No, that doesn't fit. It has to go that way. And that will have to go on there, but then I can't stick that down. So maybe that's not going to go on there. What was I up to with my story? Oh, that's right. So I was sorting out Wood End, and then one of my friends, my male friends, came out and we went to the pub. That was nice. And yes, there is more to that story, but I'm not saying it on YouTube. Anyway, we talked about going camping, that was nice. Right. I've got this little card, I've got these little cards. I think they fit in. I've got two of these little cards, two little writing cards. How cute are they? What if they are put on there? I don't know. I don't know. All right, I've got nothing for in there at the moment, so going all over the place again. Little writing spots. These could go in here still. I think I can leave some white pages, can't I, for some little writing spots? And that's just, you just get the idea of the background. Now I'm using this, what have I been using? I've been using the Tombow I'm just thinking I actually might, I'm going to switch to Fabric Fix because these little pockets are a bit, they're a little bit sturdy, and so perhaps it's a bit better to get a more complete bond. Oh. So yeah, I don't usually drink, so I'd had a couple of drinks with like Prosecco with Sharon, and then I had a couple of beers with Ezzy, and of course I actually still feel hungover, but I didn't have that much in terms of drink. But a lot of people can drink a lot more than I can. Oh no, I don't want to cover up that. I don't want to cover up that sunflower. The point I'm trying to make, if I could stop waffling on, is that I don't drink much. Lots of other people can handle alcohol a bit more. I have to be a bit more aware of my health. So I had a beer or two because I hadn't seen him for a while, and we had a good chat, and now I wish I hadn't have had the beer, but I had fun at the time, as you do. As you do, don't you? It's quite nice to have a few drinks. So yeah, I feel a bit, I still feel a bit seedy, and that's after a day. These little pockets are similar sizes, but they're alright. Because I'm just remembering I made them all, and I didn't make them, and I didn't make them to specifically fit. I didn't make cards for them to specifically fit, and I didn't make them to a certain size for cards. I just saw these. Oh, see, that's it. I shouldn't have anything. I shouldn't have chocolate. I shouldn't have caffeine. I shouldn't have alcohol, because I'll tell you what, my brain is gone. That's for sure. And that's 2 glasses of beer. Like, imagine what it'd be like if I was drinking so much more. These are, I made these little, the skins, I did that the other day, remember? The skins made from Mod Podge on napkin. Love them, they're so good. Actually, maybe I'll put that side. Oh, I haven't done a long ranty playthrough for a while. Glue stick. I feel like I've been doing so much sewing that I've forgotten how to do this. I haven't really, of course, but you know what I mean, like. Okay. I've got quite a pile here. I must sort myself out. Maybe these ones are good for putting the little clippy dresses on, because they're just little half pages. Love that one with its little tulle. How cute is that? Does anyone find that weird if you made it yourself and you're calling it cute? Like, is that weird? Anyway, waffling right along. Let's do something in this back one. There's a napkin on a bit of that. So that's Mod Podged on some backing handmade paper. Nope. These bigger ones have to definitely go on one big page like that. Definitely using Fabric Fix. So my friend at Woodend, who rents the house and lets me use his old sheep shearing shed, will be popping back home to Adelaide to see his folks for Christmas. So that always happens each year too. And then what I do is do a sneaky clean up while he's not there, so he gets a nice surprise when he gets back. He's a good, very, very, very good friend. There's a little card in there. What if I use these? Oh, these are too big, too big. Where's my... I've got little metal ones. Where are they? Here we are. Little 28mm clips. They're cute. What if I put these two cards together? So there's two little writing cards and they can go in there. And I got, okay, so I've got another big one. Right, so there's a big one in the last signature. Let's put a big one. We've got that big one there. What about in this middle signature? Did I make these? That's a pocket, so I've already got a pocket there. So I did a couple of things off camera from the 100 days, which was ages ago. Seems like ages ago, but I think it was only 6 months. Has anyone heard that? Maybe I've said it, I don't know. Has anyone heard that saying that this has been the shortest and the longest year ever? It's been like shortest in terms of it's gone so quickly, but it's been the longest in terms of lockdowns and fear and all of that. So I stop ranting. I think I'll better come up with a story. better come up with a story to tell, because it's pretty self-explanatory, putting glue on the back of the thing and sticking it in. Right, there's the Colosseum. Don't have a story. Do I have an Italian story? Well, I don't really, except the only Italian story of late that I've got that I could talk about is that I needed, here we've got Airtasker, it's called. It's like Airbnb, but it's Airtasker is for people who can come and do tasks. And I had my flatmate's door downstairs was sticking, so I wanted to get someone out to come and, you know, when you live on your own, you don't have a handyman to help you. I got someone out. Anyway, he was Italian, and he spoke with a very thick, lovely, gorgeous Italian accent. And Alessandro, his name was. And so he looked at the door and he said, we're going to have to break it to get it off. I wish I could do a thick Italian accent, but I'll just let you imagine how he said it. Anyway, we decided that I didn't want to break it, because I just would have probably then ended up being a lot more trouble than it was worth. So he went off, and he wouldn't accept any money, and he reminded me of how greedy the world has become, and how kind that was, because he didn't actually, even though he used petrol to get to my house, he did not want to accept any money for fixing anything. And that was really very, very beautiful and kind, and it reminded me of, well, it's a bit like old-fashioned, isn't it? It's old world, old-fashioned. It was just gorgeous. And I thought, what a nice man. Oh, actually, I was going to use one of those, wasn't I? Let's just put 2 in there so that someone else can play with those. that's my Italian story. That's about it. Not much else really to do with Italians. Before the whole COVID thing, Italy was really on my list of a place I really wanted to go. I had a romantic notion because I was reading a book, a romantic book about a woman who was a writer who went to Italy and met a beautiful man that did lovely things for her. Oh, the dream. We can dream. Dream on. Right, there we've got Pisa with some Italian stamp, and I'm probably off camera, goodness me. Put that there. I don't have to use everything up, of course. Right, okay, so I've only still got a few of these skins left, and I've got to work out how to close it, and I need to put the lid on my fabric fix or it'll do that dry up gunky doodah thing. Alright, let's have a look. Terracotta pot, of course. There's a riding spot and a dress. There's a tuck spot. Riding spot. What about someone there? I'm finding it interesting that when you put the glue stick on the back of these little Mod Podged napkin skins, that they sort of go flimsier all of a sudden, like that. Right. Oh, there's another one. Cartolina post. What is everyone else doing for Christmas? This Saturday, we always do, in my family, my brother and my two sisters, we have a little sibling catch up before Christmas in case we need to discuss anything about Mum, or just to be relaxed and not in that sort of you know, hectic making the roast for Christmas moment. But one of my sisters, believe it or not, was going out for the first time in the city because you know, everything's been locked down and closed. And she was going out and she was trying to put her false eyelashes on. She poked herself in the eye and I think the edge of the eyelash scratched her eye. And so she ended up, I think she still went out, but she thought it was the smoke machine at the club that was really upsetting her eye. It turned out she'd scratched her eye with the false eyelash trying to get it on, and then the next day ended up in hospital trying to sort her eye out. So there you go, folks. If you're going to put false lashes on, make sure you can see what you're doing. Maybe put contacts. Put contacts in your eye first. Oh, it's not really funny. But but my other sister, so that meant she couldn't make it anyway. But my other sister when we had a big storm quite a while ago, a tree had come down in the driveway, and they were good. They'd got their insurance and everything, and they got it fixed really quickly, and it had come down across the drive, so they had to get it done really quickly. So the arborist came, and then it was all covered by insurance. So they'd claimed the insurance for the tree coming down. And then this week we had a big windy storm again, and 2 more trees came down in their front yard. So it wasn't covered by insurance, and so they had to do that. So she was a bit overwhelmed about that, so she wasn't coming now for... So anyway, the point is the sibling lunch, catch up, afternoon tea, whatever, has now been put off till next year, I guess, or another time. Right, that's a tuck spot, but I don't have anything to put in it. Don't have anything in there. But it doesn't really matter, does it? Because someone can put their own things in. I'm just decorating these. Anyway, we will see each other on Christmas Day, so doesn't matter too much. There we go. And I've just still got a few little bits. I'm going to use them up. I'll use that other pocket. So what size? So to get... Right, so it's actually is sewn in. So that gives us a good idea of... So if it's 10 by 18, or 17 and a half, 10 by 18, right, let me write that down, because of course there is a pen, how good is that? 10 centimetres by 18. So there I know now I've got to do 2 tags. I've stuck in the dresses, got some writing spots. I can still use a little bit of this. I've got one of these left. Oh man, it's already hot. It's like here, yesterday was 33 degrees Celsius. Apparently it's going to be warmer here today. So said Brittany, my flatmate. But I'm upstairs, so it's even warmer there. I think there's enough here to write on. I'm going to glue that down. That's not meant to be like that. I cut them all back, so I cut the stitching off. I think this is going to be part 1, and what I'm going to do is come back and do part 2 for the class, because I know what I want to do. I just have to organise myself. Alright. Okay, so thanks for watching that, and I'll come back with part 2. That's what you can do when you just start things and leave them lying around. Pull them out. Get going again with them.